Hey, what's up, guys? Good afternoon or good morning. Sorry, good morning. So I'm gonna put this video on YouTube. This is probably gonna be a video where I kind of get real deep into things. So basically, Russia just invaded the Ukraine. We know that. That's kind of the news story that's been going on. And basically, you know, God is moving, right? Satan is moving, God is moving, right? Like these are things that are happening, right? Man's intentions for each other are can be destructive, right? So regardless of what side you're on, like the Bible is the word of God. I've said that plenty of times before, but I really wanted to ring home, and I want to read Matthew 24 because Jesus talks about that. Because what a lot of people don't know is like the disciples actually pulled Jesus aside. Sorry for the crap in the background. The disciples pulled Jesus aside and they said, "When are these things supposed to happen, and when are these things supposed to come?" And basically, he says that there are going to be rumors of wars. False prophets are going to come in my name. All these different things. And, God is always watching. He's always prevalent in what we do. He's sovereign over everything that we do. So I'm going to read Matthew 24. And yeah, let's get into it. So the destruction of the temple predicted. As Jesus left and was going out of the temple, his disciples came up and called his attention to its buildings. He replied to them, "Do you see all these things? Truly I tell you, not one stone will be left here or another that will not be thrown down." So he's talking about his body, right? His body being raised on the third day of his crucifixion. And what a lot of people don't know, and this is what Jordan Peterson talks about in one of his videos, is that crucifixion was the most harmful, destructive way to kill a person. The Romans used to do it to bring down political dissent. They wanted to make a statement. So, like when the rebellion of Spartacus happened, and I believe it was BC 70 or AD 70, I don't know the date, but all the defectors of that rebellion, because they were slaves, so they rebelled. What ended up happening was Marcus Crassus, Julius Caesar, all these different guys that ruled Rome at the time. There was a street, Pompeii of Italy. It was a street where like a road, and they put all these people on crucifixions, and so people can see to walk down that road, so they don't have a political rebellion against Rome. Right. It's interesting that Jesus came during Roman times. Rome was the most powerful nation at that time. Right. He knew things were going to be fulfilled in the nation of Rome. Right. because Jesus could have came in any other time. He could have came when the Babylonians took over Jerusalem. He could have came when, other times in history. He could have came even when the United States was founded. But he came at the time at the height of the Roman power. So that's the power of God. So, and it also says signs at the end of age. While he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples approached him privately and said, "Tell us, what will these things happen? What is the sign you're coming of the end of age?" Jesus replied to them, "Watch out that no one deceives you, for many will come in my name saying, 'I am the Messiah.' They will deceive many. You are going to hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, because these things must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines, earthquakes in various places. All these events are the beginning of labor pains." So all these wars that we're seeing, no one knows the hour that the Lord is coming, but I would say, this is just my guess, and I could be completely wrong. I could be completely oblivious to this, but Jesus is coming back in like 100 years, right? Because we are in the latter days. We are in the days of Rome. I mean, not Rome. We're in the days of him coming back. So, and it also says persecution predicted in Matthew 24. He said, "Then they will hand you over to be persecuted, and they will kill you. You You will be hated by all nations because of my name. Then many will fall away, betray one another, and hate one another. Many false prophets will rise up and deceive many, because lawlessness will multiply. The love of many will grow cold. But one who endures to the end will be saved. This good news of the kingdom will be proclaimed to all the world as a testimony to all the nations that the end will come. So we're seeing that now, right? We're seeing Christians in China, for example, are being persecuted, even Muslims, right? There are anything that doesn't align with the Chinese Communist Party, they are persecuting. They're actually trying to rewrite the Bible and make the Communist Party like their religion, basically. That's what they're doing, right? So a lot of people don't know that. Number two, he says that persecution is predicted. There was a Canadian pastor. He came from Romania, I think, and he's been arrested like 20 times, or like 15, 20 times. He's been arrested because of him speaking the truth, and him speaking the Bible on a street corner, right? You know, that's how much, you know, Trudeau and the Canadian government, like, they just got rid of the Canadian truckers. Like, he used emergency powers. That is tyranny, right? You know, we should be able to preach. We should be able to spread the gospel to every heart and tongue that wants to hear it. The Great Tribulation. So when you see the abomination of desolation spoke about the prophet Daniel standing in the holy place, let the reader understand that those in Judea must flee to the mountains. A man on the housetop must not come down and get things out of his house, and a man in the field must go back to get his coat. Woe to the pregnant woman and nursing mother in these days. Pray that your escape may be in winter on the Sabbath, for at that time there will be great distress that hasn't taken place from the beginning of the world, now and never will again, unless these days were cut short. But no one will be saved, but those days will be cut short because of the elect. If anyone tells you, see or hears the Messiah over here, do not believe it. For false messiahs and false prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders to lead astray impossible even the elect. Take note, I have told you in advance. So if they tell you, see, he's in the wilderness, don't go out. See, he's in the storm rooms, do not believe it. For as the lightning comes from the east and the flashes as far as the west, so will the coming of the Son of Man. Wherever the carcass is, there are vultures that will gather. So even the elect, even our leaders are basically can be deceived, right? You know, because they're human, right? We have a very incompetent president right now, you know, and that's just the fact of the matter, right? Alzheimer's, whatever, it is what it is. The coming of the Son of Man. Immediately after the stress of those days, the sun will darken and the moon will not shed its light. The stars will fall down from the sky and the power of the heavens will be shaken. Then the signs of the Son of Man will appear in the sky. Then all the peoples of the earth will mourn. They will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. He will send out his angels with a loud trumpet. They will gather his elect from the four winds, from one end to the sky to the other. So this is the part where you need to get saved. This is the part where you need to be about Jesus, right? This is the part where you have to understand that God is in control. Like, you know, if you want to be part of his kingdom and spread his message, then you have to do that. You have to live your life according to what God calls us to live. The parable of the fig tree. Learn the lesson from the fig tree. As soon as its branches become tender and sprouts leaves, you know that the summer is near. In the same way, when you see all these things, recognize that he is near at the door. Truly I tell you, this generation will surely not pass away till all these things take place. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will never pass away. So Jesus' words will never pass away. They will never go away. You know, the Bible is the most published book in history. So with that being said, it's like, you know, God did that for a reason, right? Because Jesus' words will not fall away. No one knows the day or hour. This is what I was talking about. I don't know the day or hour of Jesus coming back. But I would say, you know, this is just my estimation that we have 100 years before he comes back. Because stuff is crazy right now. Now concerning the day or hour, no one knows, neither the angels of heaven nor the Son, except the Father alone. As the days of Noah, so the coming of man will be. For those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day of Noah boarded the ark. They didn't know until the flood came and swept them all away. This is the way the coming of the Son of Man will be. The two men will be in the field, one will be taken and one left. Those two women will be grinding grain with a hand mill. One will be taken and one left. Therefore be alert, since you do not know when your Lord is coming. But know this, if the homeowner has what time the thief was coming, he would have stayed alert and not let his house be broken into. This is why you are also to be ready, because the Son of Man is coming in an hour you do not expect. So Jesus is coming back. Everybody says, oh, it's been 2,000 years. When is he coming back? When is he coming back? We don't know, but he's coming back. And the last part is faithful service to Christ. Who then is a faithful and wise servant whom master has put in charge of his household to give them food in the proper time? Blessed is that servant who the master finds doing his job when he comes. Truly I tell you, he will be put in charge of all his possessions. But if that wicked servant says in his heart, my master is delayed, and starts to beat his fellow servants and eat and drinks with drunkards, that servant's master will come on a day he did not expect, and at an hour he does not know. He will cut him to pieces and assign him a place with the hypocrites, but they'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So at the end of the day, it's all about Jesus, and it's all about coming to Jesus, and it's all about doing the things that are necessary. I'm not a saint, I'm just here spreading the gospel, right? I have some other personal things that I deal with on a daily basis that test my loyalty to Christ, so. But all right, guys, that's all that I have for today. I just wanted to read Matthew 24 to you and understand that Jesus is coming back. So be ready. Take care. Done.